Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Legend of Zelda Oracle Ages. Last episode, Maverick ended up on the Crescent Island in the southeast here, and he encountered the Tokay people. These lizard-type folk. They took all his equipment, but he managed to get most of it back except for the shovel, and we're going to get that back now that we can use our Heart of Ages to warp into the present. We can collect the scent seeds from the scent seedling that we planted here, and then we can trade them for the shovel. There's a winding maze beneath this island, maybe. Tokay have not really evolved much. It said that long ago, a Tokay with no tail opened our guardian's mouth. We're still basically just living here on the side in like-type huts. This Tokay has to cook stuff, but his nose is all clogged up. If we give him the stink bag, he smells it. That smell. Oh. Ew. So you can see his English has gotten better. What was that? My nose stinks. That was stinky. Stinky. That smell, it cleared up my nose. Thanks. That stink bag did it. I need it. It's unbearable. I'll charge you something really good for it. And we got tasty meat. It's the chef's specialty. Oops, I'm out of dinner fixings. Oh well. You know, there's that one guy who, back on the mainland, who's hungry. Okay, now we know what we can give him. We give him that tasty meat. Wander around the island a little bit here. I'm heading this way because there is a place where we can plant a gacha seed. So might as well do that. That one of those new ones that we just got. And we saw that there was another tile, another wood tile back in the past. We couldn't reach it because we need the shovel, so that's why it's important that we harvest these seeds here so we can get that shovel back, and then we can finally warp to the western side of this island. That's where Dungeon 3 is going to be. This guy just reminds us about that vines and trees take a long time to grow. So basically anything we planted in the past grows now into the vine in the future. It's always important to push all those seedlings around to where we did. Tokay back then said it was for good luck, but as you see here, it allows us to explore the island. And get to these scent seeds. We'll be using them quite a bit in the next dungeon. 1, 2, 3, is that a lot? I need to learn my numbers. One thing that the Tokay have changed is they no longer play this game. The Tokay used to play here long ago, but not anymore. The Tokay on your left and right are real. I mean, real looking Tokay. They won't respond if you talk to them. So, I was not able to beat the one that got you the 100 rupees. The game was really tough. I tried about like 3 times and failed. Now we can walk back to the past. Give those scent seeds that we just harvested to the chief up here, or the trading hut. I'll give you your shovel back if you give me my hoop back. Okay. And here's yours. That hoop I found, I'll trade it for 10 cent seeds. So we actually traded the seeds for the hoop, but in the end we got all our items back here. So now Maverick can head to the western tile and travel back to the present with it, and go to the 3rd dungeon and look for the 3rd essence of time. Through this cave over here. We got the Hub Harp of Ages. We're just one item short of being able to, like I said, reach the warp tile. Apparently we enter the, Maverick will enter the Guardian's mouth sometime in the past here as well, because the Tokay Legends said we would. There's a little bit of foreshadowing for the future, a future dungeon. But right now, we're just focusing on Dungeon 3. He's hungry, but we're not going to give you that meat that we got, because we need that for the trading sequence. Let's dig up here. There's another cave there, but it looks like you can't get to it. There's rocks blocking the way. There's nothing blocking our way now to the third dungeon, it's just a straight shot. Straight up from where we came from, the past. If you're low on life though, head this way, there's a ferry. We go full. And straight up north from where that Octorok is the third dungeon. They give us another warp tile here, but that just takes us to back where basically we're shipwrecked or we're rack-wrecked on Tokay Island at first. Here we are in the third dungeon, the Moonlit grotto. This has a puzzle reminiscent of in Link's Awakening Dungeon 7, where you had to destroy the pillars to cause the one section of the tower to fall, and then that allowed you to continue up. It allowed you to had something from the 4th floor fall down to the 3rd floor. This dungeon only has 2 floors, but we basically got to make something from the 1st floor fall down to the basement to advance on. We got our map there. We don't have the companion flute yet, like Data has in Oracle of Seasons, but we can use our Harp of Ages instead to defeat those pole voices. They don't like noise. Well, we got the Harp of Ages for that. A lot of bushes in this dungeon. Gives it a nice feel. I like it when they do stuff with like dungeons to make them not necessarily feel like structures inside. I did the Legend of Zelda, the hack, the Resurrection of Ganon. So the 2 hack, and they made the dungeon 4 look like a cave. It's a structure. Speaking of structures, we have these crystals here. There's a loud sound far off, like something being knocked loose. And those are the key to dropping the room to the north down to the basement. The 4 crystals tie it all together. There's a lot of backtracking in this dungeon because everything kind of centers around that revolving door, revolving tile puzzle. Here's a kind of a puzzle. Gotta blow up these blocks, and then throw bombs over because you can't throw them over the blocks, but you can throw them over those little green squares. That allows us to crack another block diamond. And that statue there, that statue head. And I've seen in other previous dungeons, it's all about matching things. So we're gonna get the symmetry with those statue heads. And that'll open up, that'll allow us to get a key. And here's you're gonna see kind of like how that backtracking do a lot of that backtracking. So that takes us down to the basement, but we got a lot of stuff to do up here first. But we have to step on this thing first, so now it goes the opposite way, and then backtrack to it. This is what I said that there's a lot of backtracking. It's all usually about getting that tile to face a certain way. Due to all the backtracking, I'm not actually going to be able to complete this dungeon, but luckily the game, has that in mind. Remember, this is a leash for the Game Boy Color. So there's another crystal, but we can't break it with bombs, and we don't have like a boomerang or anything to blow it up another way. Armored soldiers do not fear a sword. We have to defeat these almost statues with something else. Luckily, the game gives us plenty of bombs, like before we got to this room, so it's kind of a good clue. The game gives you a lot of a certain item before you enter a room. That's pretty much your clue that you're going to need that item. And good, he dropped some bombs afterwards. There it is, nice. There we get them all, and then we get the key. Alright. Now we can head up here. And we got these floor tiles that make a reappearance from A Link to the Past. We don't have a hook shot to make ourselves invincible, but we do have a shield. You can pull out your shield, and if they bump into you, pretty much straight on, you'll be okay. You saw there if you go too low, they hit your feet, can damage you there. But yeah, just pull out your shield there, and that probably will make most of the things bounce off you harmlessly. The big gimmick in this room is there's a lot of those creatures underneath the bushes. And they'll just randomly come to life and attack you. There are actually two there, that's where we got 2 drops. And there's going to be a key door up here, but we don't have a key. And getting this key that we need to open this door is going to take a real long time. And involve quite a bit. Get this treasure chest, which you hope would have been a key, but nope, it's just rubies. We're getting all the treasure chests, and we're back here. So that's all we can do on this floor. So we're gonna fall down to the basement. We need the dungeon item to basically do things to the north. So our options are to the east here and the south, but the east, this is where we need to drop that spinny tile from to advance in the dungeon. So we need to destroy the other 2 remaining diamonds. To defeat this guy, we just can, luckily we can reach over the green tiles. Once again, we can throw bombs at the Pole's voices, or we can just use our Harbor of Ages. Just use the harp because it's easy, and you have to save your bombs because this guy has respawned, and we have to defeat him. But the only way we can reach him is by throwing bombs at him. Now up is to another one of those diamond crystals. This way is to that key that we need. Doesn't matter which way you really go. Kind of gonna have to come back this way again. Woo! first game. You find the compass before you find the map. But alright, so this is back at the beginning. There's where we got the map. First room. And here's another one of those block puzzles where you have to make things symmetrical. And now we got that key. At this point, I could head back down the stairs and go to that one crystal and destroy it. But I'd eventually have to come back around this way anyway, so I'll just take that crystal out last. Instead, focus on the crystal that I can destroy now that I have the key. And once again, more backtracking. I'll involve this spin puzzle. Piats are really annoying. I want to try to get rid of them, but they don't want to cooperate. So we got to go back to that room. That requires again resetting the spin tile. Reset the spin tile, and then head on up. It also going to require us to go through that annoying room with the, well, not really annoying, but the room with the blocks that come up from the floor. Same thing, you just pull out your shield, or they seem to be a little bit slower than they were in Link to the Past. You know, it's just hitting with your sword. So I'm doing here. What Maverick's doing. He's a Maverick. He's not doing it the way he should be doing with the shield. Again, visions of the 2008 presidential election with John McCain and Sarah Palin on the Republican Party talking about being Mavericks. They use that word a lot. They want like establishment. Mavericks. And there's a thing there, but there's no way we can reach it. Well, no way to reach it yet, but we'll be able to reach it very soon, because as soon as you defeat these enemies, we can get the item from this dungeon, the Seed Shooter. So, Oracle of Seasons is going to have a similar item. This is a Seed Shooter. You shoots a seed, it ricochets. In Oracle of Seasons, you'll get a slingshot. It basically does the same thing, shoots out seeds and basically uses them as projectiles. So, no bow and arrow in this game, like most Zelda games have for your long-range attack. Instead, we got this Seed Shooter. It'll be the only way that we can damage the boss, but first we need to use it to actually get to the boss. And that means destroying those other remaining diamonds. There's one of them, that's the one that in the basement I could have went up before I went to get the key. And there's a staircase that leads to that one there. But the one now that the other one that we can destroy is in the room above. So once again, another backtrack through this little spinny tile. Definitely makes those little spin tiles, they definitely make the dungeons seem much bigger than they are because you're doing so much backtracking. Now with the seeds, we want to use the scent seeds. And they can actually damage things, damage enemies. And then we were told the Seed Shooter can make things ricochet. So there we go. Ricochet off the wall. That's going to be important because there's going to be some puzzles in the basement where we need to ricochet ember seeds off the walls to light torches. And they're not all going to be easy like that first torch that we had to light. It was just right in the center. Now I can head on back and go down to the basement and go after that crystal or diamond. They call it crystal diamond. I guess interchangeable. Not really, you know, but in this sense. Take out this guy again. Shoot with the seats. Now we don't have to necessarily defeat him with bombs. Well, the bombs are pretty convenient. Pull out all Harbor Pages, conveniently defeat the Pole's voices. those seeds. That'll be a little bit more important. We'll need those set seeds to damage the boss. Unfortunately, we won't see the boss in this episode. As you can see, the time is going to be pretty long. I have to keep my videos about like 20 minutes. So we're going a little overtime here. But now we've dropped that spinner puzzle to the bottom basement. You can come back here and get a Gasha seed. And you can head right over to the left here and head down to the basement and see our handiwork. So remember there was that, it just was like 4 balconies with a hole in the center. Now we head over and the spinny tile is there. Here's what I talked about earlier about ricocheting seeds off of the wall, so like those torches. So when you kind of got it a little too far. Just a little practice. I'm not really good with angles. I was good in geometry though. That was just like angles on paper. Alright. So now we have to head up, but luckily we have the tile pointed that direction. But we're gonna have to eventually get it to go to the east there. Which means we're going to have to step on it again and do more backtracking. That'll be in the next episode. That way will take us eventually to this room here where the boss key is. Speaking of bosses, we got the mini boss here. This is where we need a shovel. As long as I'm underground, your attacks don't scare me. So if you're also following along Maverick Brothers Data's playthrough of Oracle of Seasons, they had a mini boss in Dungeon 3, but it was in water, where the thing was, the mini boss was invincible in water, so you had to pick it up out of water with a power bracelet and throw it on land and attack it. Okay, we'll just take a quick exit out, save our game. This is where we'll start in our next episode. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.